here's how the story began. I made a doodle of a rabbit holding a paper airplane. And then I asked myself questions. I mean, it's simple questions. You know, what would a rabbit do with a paper airplane? Well, throw it, probably. What happens? What does a paper airplane do that other things you throw don't do? Well, they go in a lot of places you don't expect them to go. So there was a series of drawing where they landed in a woman with big hair and in the wool of a sheep that was angry about it. And then from there, you start finding your way to a story. Eventually the plane ends up in a tree. Well, the problem with that, of course, is now you've got a rabbit and a plane in a tree, and you have a problem, which is something you always need in a good story. A way for your main character to grow, a way for your main character to solve something, to move on to the next step. But he was by himself. So I came up with another character, a mouse, and then the paper airplane got my idea that, well, maybe the mouse can fly the paper airplane. And so this is how it finds its way. Eventually I made little clay models. I did paper cutouts, I painted, I did watercolor. And eventually when I got down to a woodcut, that black, active. Think about how you make a woodcut. You draw like this, you paint like this. You make a woodcut by pushing. So, and because it's resistant, the line tends to reproduce the force of the making of the line. And so it is active and chunky and energetic. And that seemed perfect for the book. I knew it was going to be brightly colored, and the black line also settles it a little bit. It gives it that bright play school color, a skeleton to sit with. So once I made that, you know, I didn't have to make other stuff because I knew that was going to be the right one. And here's another thing about woodcuts. If I were to draw you a horse, it always looked, with a pencil, it always going to look like an Eric Rohmann horse. That's the way my eye and my hand and my mind work. But if I go to a different media, if I draw it and then put it on a plate and then use that pushing, it's going to look different than an Eric Rohmann horse. So it allows me in some ways to be a different artist each time, to try other media. And one other thing about trying the other media is it just keeps you fresh. You know, what did Ray Bradbury say? That writing is like jumping off a cliff and making wings on the way down. And I think that's the only way to write good stuff, draw good stuff. You know, panic a little. Anxiety is a good thing, even for a children's book illustrator.